What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we're going to be diving into day one of New York Jets mandatory minicamp. And the best news coming out from minicamp is that it was 100% attendance on day one, which is great news, and that speaks to that guy right there, Aaron Glenn. Also, the shirt he was wearing, badass. It says toughness on the back, but obviously we know Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, they're both looking to get contract extensions, but both those guys were there, so it's great news having everybody at day one of minicamp. Aaron Glenn has talked about this offseason about having a quiet offseason, and this is a big point to it because let's just say Sauce, Garrett Wilson didn't show up. All of the beat reporters, they would all be asking Glenn question after practice, but now they can keep it on football. So I think that's great news there. But before we dive into all the news, notes, and takeaways, if you guys could hit that subscribe button because we are in a battle right now to reach 10,000 subscribers against the Packers Report. We both just crossed over 7,000 subs earlier today, so shout out to all of you guys that have hit that sub button so far. But if you want to stay up to date on minicamp, training camp, the preseason, the regular season, and hopefully the postseason for the New York Jets, hit that subscribe button today. Please help us increase this only 5 subscriber lead now against the Packers Report. Now, we are going to be going over a ton of different tweets that I saw from a bunch of different Jets beat reporters. So really credit to all of these guys. If you see their name up there, just go, hit them up on Twitter, give them a follow. They do fantastic work. But this one coming in from Ralph Vacchiano saying, Jets coach Aaron Glenn on the fact that nobody on the Jets is holding out a minicamp, looking for a new contract. And Glenn said, our guys came to compete. That's who they are. I don't take that lightly either. I'm appreciative, but that's how they're built. And I love that. And that's a great point by Glenn is like, that's how Sauce and Garrett Wilson, those guys are just wired like that. They want to be out there. They want to be getting better each and every day. So I think that is fantastic stuff. But also this coming in from Harrison Glazer saying, Aaron Glenn said that at Jets minicamp, he would be paying close attention to position competitiveness, the discipline, the details of everyone's assignment, and making sure that they have that laser focus on what they need to get better and not start to think about what's going to happen after this week. And I love that because, you would hope these guys are kind of just living in the moment right now where it's like you're just taking it snap to snap, drill to drill, practice to practice, just a week in, week out mentality. And when you have that mentality of just living in the moment, trusting the process, hopefully that results in, good results during the season. But the actual on the field stuff, Justin Fields, a pretty up and down day, but he definitely, shined in certain parts. So Nick Ferrier was there saying, good job by Fields to lead the offense into field goal range in a 2-minute drill. Had a couple of throws. I'd like to see him pull the trigger on, or pull the trigger earlier on. But again, when he's decisive, he could be quite good. And that's definitely been the common theme about Fields, not just at, Jets OTAs and minicamp now, but throughout his entire NFL career. He does hold on to the football a little too long, but also I'm not going to, look too much into this, especially, for this offseason specifically, because he is learning a new offense. He's still just going through the progressions, that process part of the quarterback game. He's just starting to get his feet wet. So, listen, if this is an issue when, the, training camp, preseason, regular season rolls around, then I'll probably start buying more into it. But that's definitely something to watch right now. Fields hanging on to the ball just a little too long, but I think that'll get cleared out pretty quickly. But also, Fields, he had a massive throw to Josh Reynolds over the middle of the field for the big game. Now, he did miss Garrett Wilson on the first throw of this drive. This was coming in from Zach Rosenblatt. But like seeing him build that connection with Josh Reynolds, maybe Reynolds could be that guy over the middle of the field. Jets definitely lacked that, last season, just having that dominant guy. And also I could see Mason Taylor, obviously just being the tight end, dominating in that role. But good news there. Fields making a couple of throws. But my favorite part from day one was actually what Aaron Glenn had to say about Justin Fields. This is awesome. Check this out. Saying he's improving every day. I thought today was a really good day for him when he had the move the ball period of him continuously getting the ball down the field. But to me, the best play through that whole series was when he rolled out and there wasn't anybody open and he just threw it away. So no negative plays. We kept getting positive plays and he got us down there and we kicked the field goal, which was good. And I think Glenn made a good point there because, especially in practice, I feel like sometimes quarterbacks, you want to push the issue a little bit and can lead to, a big interception day. But I do like hearing that Fields in that backyard football type of play, rolling out, nothing there. Hey, let me just throw this away. Kind of live to see another down instead of trying to force something in there. But I still think with Fields, this is going to be a process. And, I think we'll probably see the best version of Fields at the, tail half of the season this upcoming year. Maybe there'll be some growing pains with just him learning a new offense. Like, this is a whole new New York Jets look that we're going to have this year. So it will be a process. Be patient. But also Samini tweeting this out saying Fields went 4 of 7 on his first drive, including 3 completions to Garrett Wilson. Really nice sideline toe tap by Wilson on one of the throws. So just Garrett Wilson doing Garrett Wilson things there. But I love that he's already connecting with Wilson. We know that connection. I mean, Dylan and I were talking about it on our earlier show. Just seeing those two build that connection, building off from what they already had at Ohio State. So I'm assuming Garrett Wilson, his target share percentage this season, it's probably going to be the highest in the National Football League, considering there is just a wide gap between him and the second receiving threat on the New York Jets. So it's just good news that him and Wilson are building that connection. But let's show QB1 some support down below in the comments section. Rocking number 7 this year. I'll tell you what, the aura and the swagger he has out there on the practice field is awesome. He looks great. So if you guys want to show him some love, type those 7s down below in the comments section. Show Justin Fields some love. All right, but the other quarterback on the Jets roster here, Brady Cook. Nick Faria tweeting out Brady Cook has looked good today. A couple of really good throws on the outside. So, good news there. Brady Cook will be the quarterback 3, most likely for the Jets this season. Also saw Tyrod and Justin Fields. They're going over a handshake. They were trying to get down at practice. I thought that was pretty cool, building that connection and those relationships with your teammates we know is key. But still good news. Brady Cook, I will say, it'll be pretty fun to watch him during a couple of the second halves of these preseason games. So shout out to Brady Cook. Had a good day 1 of Jets mandatory minicamp. But we do have some bad news here, and it's on the injury front. And a couple of key players, a couple of young guys, we're just working off to the side today, and a bit of a shocker, I will say, for one of them, but not too big of a shocker here. Jermaine Johnson, he'll be close to being ready for camp, but he could start on the PUP list, which no big deal if he does start on PUP. Still assuming he'll be ready to roll for week 1 of the season, but I also think he'll be ready to go for training camp, especially if Aaron Glenn's saying he's close to being there. Just kind of got to take his word for it. But Jermaine Johnson, this is a massive season for him. He's looking to get paid. I'm sure he's hoping he can have a 10-plus sack year. So still just want to get you guys info on Jermaine Johnson. But a bit of a shocker here. Malachi Corley, not a shocker, but Arian Smith, definitely a shocker. Both not practicing today, and then also Jermaine Johnson not practicing, but that was obviously expected. But still, with Corley and Smith not practicing, that is not ideal for two guys who – I think are still battling to just overall make the roster, even though I'd probably pencil them in to do so. But they're probably trying to battle it out with Lazard and Tyler Johnson and Josh Reynolds to be the wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. So hopefully they can get healthy and, get healthy fast because they just need the reps. And, plus if you got both those guys being deep threats, you really want them to build that connection with Justin Fields here. And especially a guy like Arian Smith. Like, he needs to be out there on the practice field, and even Malachi Corley. We're talking about him being a surprising cut candidate this offseason. He needs these reps. He just needs to get out in front of this whole new regime because he wasn't drafted by Darren Muji. He wasn't handpicked by Aaron Glenn. That was the old regime that brought him in, so they don't really have too strong of ties to him. So hopefully he's be able to get out there, get some good reps. But we also got a kicking update coming from Rosenblatt saying Anders Carlson, 2 for 2, including one from 50-ish yards. So that's good news. Obviously, the Jets, moving on from the kicker this offseason. So they're going to have a battle. So hopefully Carlson ends up winning it. And, I would love to have just no issues on special teams this season for the Jets. It's definitely the most frustrating thing as a fan. The Jets probably lost. Chalk it up to 2 games last year because of Greg Zuerlein. So hopefully that's just not an issue this season. I would assume under Aaron Glenn it won't be an issue, but you never know. Kickers, they just have a mind of their own. It's definitely a confidence thing. So him starting off hot at minicamp, good news heading into the rest of this offseason and into the season. But let me ask you guys this. If you guys are subscribed to the Jets Report, hit me with a me down below in the comments section. Want to give you guys some shout-outs on a future show. So if you guys are subscribed, type me down below in the comments section, and we'll see y'all next time. As always, go Jets.